The quietness of our Chinese grandpapa and the ability for him to withhold and to stand the test of time. Hello everyone, welcome back to another segment. In today's episode, let's dive into African lady's family who got married to Chinese husband based in China. But presently, she is in the land of Tanzania. Anyway, so worried about the husband, change of character and change of appearance ever since he returned back from the land of Africa. For many saw it as diverse and being happy, while some others people saw it as a kind of freelance living or the ability for him to free his mind from his wife. Well, in today's package, we are going to know the secrets of his happiness and his joy. Indeed, the statement states that the joy of a man comes in the settlement of his family when everything his or everyone is doing pretty cool. That is where you will say the joy of a man sprang forth. You can note that in today's package, we have here her African lady husband and also sort of friends that went out to the forest to get in one of the special delicacy. Yes, if you notice, a season of harvest is a season whereas you'll be able to trace in and to go into should I say a deep kind of bushy, or should I say in the Chinese environment is kind of a bit harvesting period, a period where anything and anything can be harvested. Please mind you, anything means vegetable. I know someone will start asking me a question, what do you mean by anything? Well, you can note that African lady husband, having restraints and also with his neighbors to go hard, they went out to make harvest. But to this package, they have to get this bamboo. Well, you're so much surprised that bamboo has its own delicacy and also its own taste. If you've not tested the bamboo delicacy, I think it's time for you to have your way and pave your way into the land of the Chinese environment. And then you're going to taste many goodies and many sweets, plants and also vegetables, which are much more abundantly available in that environment. The harvest of this particular bamboo reminds us of our African lady then, when she's harvesting and always 240 being in the farm, harvesting, cultivating, and often going with friends and neighbors to harvest all this. So the touch of it reminds us deeply about a African lady. That is why, wherever you are, wherever you find yourself in the test of time, is very important, very necessary for you to have a positive impact in that environment. And most times, you get visited to a certain place or certain country or certain place, even if it's not your family members you're visiting, or anywhere you find yourself, even in the office, you go there for work, or anywhere. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Anywhere you find yourself, please try your possible best to create a positive impact and also a good memory. Just you can see, an African lady, she's not present because of some certain factors, which will be solved in the nearest of time. Because of her absence, we just have to catch this clip of memory. She has left a great impact, positive impact, a good footprint in the Chinese environment, and even a great impact which her husband cannot deny. He doesn't, know aware of. The absence of a mom in every home creates a great vacuum which cannot be occupied by anybody, who even claim to be a mom. Nobody can occupy that space. You can see that African lady absence, has touched the life of her Chinese grandpapa, her husband, and even her children. They are feeling the absence of her African lady, the absence of a mother, the absence of an African mama. Yes, we called her African mama because she's a replica of a mom. Yes, her mom is so hardworking. If you check in our recent video, you realize that the mom is not just, sitting and not doing, woman. She's always workable, having a great idea, and that she extends to her children, and that African lady captured. The care being rendered by her African lady to a Chinese grandpapa cannot be filled by any rather. You note that African lady always care for Chinese grandpapa, always ensuring he gave her that particular smile, that sweet, embrace, and in fact, that sweet, living assurance, and that they've been able to build strong and to build in unity and even to success. Well, you note that her accent has also touched her Chinese grandpapa. But what should they do? The family have to come to reality and to note that they have to, overcome this particular, should I say, incident that occurred. Returning back to Africa wasn't that a kind of easy task for him. You have to go a long mile, travel a long mile, a long distance to reach the African environment. And guess what? Since this incident started, he has been up and going to the land of Tanzania here in Africa and also returning back to the Chinese environment. Well, the last time he came and also brought his daughter along with him, and many were like, he has gone there to find a divorce and all of that. But I want to tell you that he is actually not in a divorce, should I say cartoon, in the divorce, in the divorce category. He actually went there to see how his wife is faring and also to see what they can do to help and also to ease the issues which they are actually facing. I would like to assure you that he has not forgotten his wife, neither has the team forgotten about our great African lady. They often keep in touch, they often call, they do, video calls to ensure that the family is doing well and even our daughter is doing well and even the home and even our Chinese grandpapa is doing well, and also to check back in Africa to see how they're doing. The family check themselves day to day without you yourself knowing, okay? So for him returning back and trying to be happy and trying to do those things that will keep his mind busy, just as you can see, he go for harvest, he also try to ensure that, he prepares special delicacy, that meal that African lady loves doing to her Chinese grandpapa, that he loves so much, they try to do it, and in fact, the family is on a stable ground. And notwithstanding, you will note that ever since he returned back, it has been from one dimension to another, from one happiness to another. Let me ask you one question. Do you guys would just want him, to sit every day and start crying, missing his wife, or do you want him, to feel moody in the presence of a Chinese grandpapa? More so, you note that Chinese grandpapa is of age, and you wouldn't want him to start giving our Chinese grandpapa like kind of emotional tax or emotional environment whereby the environment will just look somehow. But you note that he has changed and he works so hard to ensure that everything is fixed to her. You can see a Chinese grandpapa is enjoying the special delicacy on this particular clip, and her daughter, though she meets her mom, but what do you expect her to do? She have to eat, and they enjoy their father presence, and also the family is doing pretty cool. I guess we all, mind will be cleared on this, waiting when they return back from the Chinese environment. Alright, this is where I'll be wrapping up today's episode, and I hope you're enlightened on today's package. Please do stay tuned and stay blessed, and always remember, lovelies, stay cool for now. Bye for now.